excuse the whispering, but I don't want to wake everybody up. I thought I would do just a really little baby card. I wanted to make some congratulations you passed your exams card. So I picked out this lovely chocolatey taupe coloured cardstock. It's from Basil cardstock. And I've just cut that to 8x4 and then scored it at the top and folded it in half. I'm then going to be using this paper pack from Basic Grey called your Manila Pad. So I've already picked out a piece of paper for my base, and I'm going to use that as my base layer here. So we're just going to cut that to just slightly under 4x4. So there's the 4 inches, there's 3 3/4, so it's 1/8 up from that I want. That's for that piece there. The glue runner. I will put this piece down. Okay, and I like this paper because it's got like all writing and it's kind of mathematical and like equations, and it's sort of really appropriate, I think. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is take another piece of the same piece of cardstock as my base cardstock, and I want to cut it at 2.5 inches wide. And to be honest, I'm really just guesstimating my sizing. Excuse me. And that's to go across this way, so then that needs to be 4 inches across. So that's that piece, and then this piece that's coming down, I probably want it about 3 inches so that I've got enough space to do a bit of a punched border as well. Okay, cut this one first, and I need to cut it 4 inches along this way. I want these edges, so I'm going to take a smidgen off each of the sides first. Get rid of those edges. Well, I just need to do it along the one actually. And if I turn that way and then put that at 4 inches, that will be fine. And then this piece here that I cut already at 4 inches, and then I'm going to cut it at 2 inches here. And I hope that that's the right bit, but if not, we can cut another piece. Okay, put that to one side. We need to cut this piece here by just under 2.5. Cut that edge actually. Just under the 2.5 here, so it's just like 1/8 under the 2.5. I don't need that piece, and then at 2.5 here. Okay, so that should be all my cut pieces for the moment, I think. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is take my 2 pieces of the craft coloured cardstock, although it's slightly more chocolatey than that actually, and cut down the 2 sides of the long piece. My Martha Stewart punch. That's one piece done. Really pretty punch this. And then it's very slightly longer this, so it's 3 inches by 2.5, so along the 2.5 side, so just punch along there. And there's that piece. Right, so now taking these 2 pieces back, it now looks like, having punched this, that's obviously slightly too wide. And again with this it's slightly too long, so I'm just going to take my craft knife and ruler and just take a little bit off. I had to trim trim these two pieces, I took a good 1/2 inch off the depth on this one to make it fit there, and I took about a 1/4 inch off this one, so that now fits perfectly. So I'm just going to stick those two down. There we go, that's one. Okay, so that's my two pieces there. So that one's going to be going there, like so. And this one is going to be on there. But we need some ribbon. I need a little selection of ribbons, and I'm going to use this piece here initially. No, I'm not, sorry. And I'm going to use this piece initially, and this twine. Put some glue on the back of my card, and I want it kind of near the top, like so. And I'm going to take my gorgeous, it's really kind of lacy, really, really pretty, and I'm going to, now I need it over this side, the knot, so I need a nice chunk going around my there, and I'm going to put a bit more glue on that so that my twine will stick down as well. Like so. And then I'm just going to leave these pieces kind of dangling right now, and we'll come back to the rest of the ribbon in a minute, because first of all I'm going to put my 3D foam on. There we go. So then we need to stick this down in place, and I want that just about there, like so. So I'm just going to tie a knot with these. Like so. Now what I want to do is put these to one side like this, and I want to take some different lengths of ribbon and pop them across here. And I'm going to snip them down, but just for the moment we'll take some different pieces. If I turn it sideways, then it will lay, because I want to make like a bunch of ribbons, so we get like a little okay, and then we'll include this in my little bundle. And then using my twine, we will knot these all together. If I can find the end, what's it? And a lovely big selection of ribbon pieces. I just want to pull that blue bit through a little. There we go. And then a little trimming is in order, I think. A snip. go. Okay, so that's our little bundle of mess. The next thing I need to do is put my little next mat on. So I need just some regular glue on this part because that end's already raised up, and then some glue tape, some foam tape I mean, up this end. With the ribbons there, it's just raised it up a bit more, so we'll just add a little bit more tape. Okay, try again. That's better. There we go. That's our little mat's on. So now we just need to put our element on there. And I've got this little piece of cardstock that I took from that manila pad, and it's kind of quite a plain pattern to it. It has got a slight side to it. Now I want to try and get that edge piece. I'm going to cut it at about 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches maybe. Let's make it 2 inches, and then if necessary I'll take it down a bit more. Okay, cut a piece from that card paper about 2 inches by 2.5 inches, and then I'm just gently rolling it in my hand, and this will just help me to start to roll it. Okay, and then before I start to roll, I'm just going to put a little piece of glue on that leading edge so that as I start to roll it, it will actually glue in place and it will hold itself in place. I'm taking a pen because I think it will be easier, and I'm rolling it around the pen, and then that's stuck it on that inside there. And then just before I finish, I'm going to take some more glue tape and put it on this edge here, so that when I finish rolling it up, let's go back to the beginning, roll it nice and tight around the pen, and then it sticks down. So you've got a lovely little roll around your pen. And while it's still around the pen, I've got some black, very thin ribbon. Wrap it around that twice, and then knot it. Slide it to the middle this time. It's better to do it with the pen in there, it's easier to do it in place. Okay, I've managed to do a little bow, and then I'm just going to snip those off, the excess, like so. So here's my little scroll or certificate, and that's going to stick on the front of my card here. I've got these Papermania Alpha Minis, which are like foam stickers. I'm hoping these will work because I quite like these. And what I want to just put on here is past, and then I shall write in the U. And now an E. I think it might be easier with fingers. So we're just going to take a pen, and I'm just going to write in the U. So again, I just want to see where. Yeah, so just over that side here. Okay, so we've got U past. And then the next thing we need to do is just attach the certificate. Just going to use my pin flare glue. Making sure there's plenty over the ribbon. And then just taking my certificate, making sure there's no excess of the glue showing from either side. And I'm going to just take that and pop it in place. Like so. Okay, so there you go, that's the card for today. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and I'd love it if you leave some comments and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!